So we're going to tie another knot. This time it's going to be a Flemish Bend. And a Flemish Bend, as the name suggests, it's a bend, so it's used for tying two ropes together. And it builds on the figure of 8 knot that we've done in previous video. So I'm just going to quickly tie a figure of 8. If you want to see what I'm doing, then you can go and have a look at the other video, which I'll link below. But we end up with a figure of 8. And all I'm going to do with this figure of 8 now is to open it up so that I've got a lot of room to play with, because you'll see why in a second. You'll see why in a second. Okay, so what we essentially what a Flemish Bend is two figures of 8 that are holding on to each other, right? So two figures of 8 that are really good friends. So we open our figure of 8 like this. That's in our first knot rope, right? And then we get our second rope, the one that we're going to tie through, and the idea is we are going to follow our original figure of 8 all the way around, side by side to the, well, putting the rope side by side to each other. So here's our original figure of 8. I'm going to come in from the opposite direction, but I'm going to stay alongside this through all of the twists and turns of the figure of 8. So we're going to go over there and under there, exactly the same, keeping them together, passing them through. Then it goes around the outside there and underneath there, which we're going to do, and then over the top there, so still keeping everything together and relatively neat. So all we're doing, see, is just following that around. Now it goes underneath, but we've got to go on the inside of this loop. So we're going underneath there on the inside of that particular loop. Right? And now it goes, yeah, you've got to kind of guesstimate the cord you're using as you're putting it through. Just feed more in as you need it and so on, right? So we've gone on the inside of that loop, and then it just goes through, so over this and then under that, so through that particular loop at the end, and then it's out and clear. So we're just going to go do that, pop that in there, and then come out through there. So as you can see, I neaten it all up so it's a bit more visible. See what you can see. So we've got our original figure of 8, which is the orange, going around here, and then we passed our green bit of rope to follow all of the over and unders and loops of the orange. So when we pull that tight, you can see, probably see a little bit, the two figures of 8 closing in on each other as they go, as they go, as they go, and that forms a really nice, strong knot. It's quite bulky, but it is very strong. It's good, a good climbing knot, and a good knot to learn if you really want a strong piece of thing. There is all those twists and turns that we passed through are not going to come undone on you if you put weight on them, on the knot. So Flemish Bend, and I quite like it. It's one of those knots that's a bit sort of satisfying to tie as well for some reason, but there you go.